What is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Welcome to the first video of 2021. I am so excited that I get to continue my journey with you guys and show you guys everything that I do and get to grow, and you guys get to see all the things that progress in my life. By the title of the video and the thumbnail, you probably already know what I'm going to be talking about. You can probably already see it behind me a little bit. I'm super excited to share it with you guys, and let's get to it. So, PC gaming was never something that I thought of doing from the time of console gaming. PCs was never even thought of. That was more just pure productivity kind of thing. And obviously over the last, I'd probably say 6 or 7 years, it's grown so much to the point where console gaming is a different breed versus PC gaming. I spent countless hours of research doing just for my PC, and the parts compatibility, how they run, if they're worth it, the price for it, what I wanted to start with, because a PC, it is interchangeable to an extent, and then you can obviously upgrade easily. With a console, you kind of just get stuck in that one spot. Maybe you can upgrade storage, but that's about it. The customization is outrageous for PC and everything like that, so I was super excited but a little nervous to dive into something that I've never been in as big as PC gaming, because PC gaming is a huge thing with a lot of people nowadays. As you guys do know, I do stream on YouTube, so this is a gaming slash streaming computer. So I did get all my stuff from PC Part Picker. I will show a list of all of my parts. You can slow the video down, pause it. I will be going through and putting each part in the description below, so if there's an actual part that you see you like or you want to know more about, you can just click the link in the description below. So I'm just going to get right into it. The first thing is, for me, I wanted something powerful enough that I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. It's obviously a lot of money, but I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on something that I didn't think would look good and perform good, because I'm a huge looks guy. A lot of what I do has to do with how things look, and I wouldn't want it to process well and be a good PC and it not look good, because it's gonna have to be sitting on my desk. It's huge. I want it to at least look good. So the CPU I chose was the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. That thing is a beast for a processor that's that good. I definitely thought it was worth it. I've seen not very many videos or builds with the Ryzen 7. Everybody's kind of, it's in that middle gap of everybody's still using the Ryzen 5, and then people are using the Ryzen 9 because it's the new thing and everybody wants to use it. But I didn't ever see anything bad about that. And I mean, was gaming and streaming last night, and I was using like 5% of my CPU through OBS. So it's a monster of a processing unit. RAM. I do have the Corsair Vengeance RGB. I do right now only have 2 sticks. I will be getting the other 2 to go with it. I was very back and forth with this, because I think this is like one of the most aesthetic things, and it's the most important. The only thing I was worried about using Corsair is they have the IQ software, and I know most of the time you have to download the IQ software and have the IQ controller. So I was a little nervous about that, but I found out that you didn't have to do that for the RAM. I think you can have up to 2 things that the computer controls. As far as power supply, this one was the most difficult, because they all literally look exactly the same, so I wasn't really sure what was best. The reason I went with the one I did, I went with the EVGA 600 watt, mainly because I have a slot at the top of mine where you can actually see the power supply. So I didn't want something a crazy color. I wanted to make sure that the logos and stuff weren't like super visible, and I wanted something obviously over 500, 550. Did I need it? No, but in case I ever do need it, I didn't want to have to buy another power supply. So I didn't know much about these things. I have seen people using them more than regular SSDs. That would be my M.2 SSD. I only have the Western Digital Blue to 1 terabyte. So far, I've added a lot of stuff on my PC, and I haven't even filled it up. I do have another hard drive in there right now, in that little top slot piece. It is another 1 terabyte, but it's an old SSD. It's actually an old I don't know if it's a solid state drive. I think it's just a regular SD. I haven't looked at it in a minute since I put it in there, so I kind of forgot what was in there. So next, the fans. The people that made my case also made these fans. I did not know about these fans until I was on PC Part Picker, so it was good that I went through there and saw that. Antec made these 2 different options of fans that you can buy. You can buy a 3 setup fan that comes with 2 RGB light strips, LED strips, and then the controller for all 5 pieces, which is crazy because most packs don't have that at all. And it was only $60, which is outrageous. It's actually $70, I'm sorry. So that's crazy that it would offer that kind of price for 3 fans, 2 things of RGB, and a controller with all the cables and stuff that you needed for everything too. But what I had to do was I actually had to get the other option. The other option was 5 fans and the controller, and it was only $60. I did a lot of YouTube watching to see people reviewing it, see how it went, and I love them. I think they are amazing. They are not very loud at all, being the fact that I have 4 of them in there right now along with the CPU fan. But I highly recommend these. It was super easy to plug everything in. It worked perfectly the first time I did it. I actually have it routed to where, and it tells you all this in the instructions, I have it routed to where my reset button on my PC case is actually the button to like cycle through all of my lights. Then pretty much the brains of this. The motherboard is an Aorus B550 Elite. This was one thing that I had no clue about. None. Not even to like the slightest extent did I know what I wanted from this. I knew that I wanted something that looked nice, but they all kind of looked the same as far as like the black and gray color scheme. This had like little RGB on it. This one was a really good price. I did a lot of looked at a lot of reviews on it, watched a lot of videos, and everybody said this was one of the best bang for your bucks B550 B550 motherboards you could get. So from that, I said absolutely. I liked the way it looked. I liked the way it processed. I was using AMD, so I wasn't having to worry about anything. Only thing I wish I would have done maybe is to get the Wi-Fi part. The next thing is the graphics card. This was a easy / hard decision, not just because of there being so many options. It really depended on what I wanted from my starting PC, because I think other than my keyboard and mouse, the graphics card and the RAM are going to be the 2 things that I upgrade first. And then at the same time, the graphics card is obviously going to be a huge part of gaming on my PC. So I'm having to do that for making better gaming performance. The one that is in there right now is the MSI GeForce GTX 1650. For a starting build, I think this graphics card is amazing. I haven't had any problems with that graphics card yet. Obviously we all want the 3090, but I couldn't afford that one at the time, so I'm gonna be waiting until this graphics card kind of gives me a little bit of like, hey, I think you need to upgrade me kind of thing. So from there I kind of just am playing it by ear of how well it is. I love it, and it runs better than anything I've had before, so there's no complaints my way. I love everything about my build. The only thing I do not like is at the very front there is a little LED, white LED panel type thing, and I cannot change the color of it or turn it off. It's just an actual little LED panel, so I'm a little upset about that. So the last thing was one thing that I thought I was going to have a hard time with, because there's thousands of these things. The case. Going into it, I didn't, if I could have shown you guys the different cases that I had in my PC list, it would blow your mind. So I did some research, watched some videos, looked at other cases, and the Pantech P120 came up on my list while looking. The one thing that sold me better than any other thing was the push button. I love that so much. It looks so good. It doesn't look distracting at all, and if I have anything I want to do to the case, I literally, all I have to do is just to push it down and it slides open. So once you just push the little button, it swings open, and both of the hinges actually have two little metal pieces. All you gotta do is just pick the glass up, and then you can move it, and it's not in your way because it doesn't open all the way. It's just swivels, and then becomes at 180. So it never like goes back farther than it can. So that's one good thing about being able just to take it off whenever you need to work on it. That way you're not worried about it floating around and flapping and hitting you, or swinging around and smacking something and cracking it. So that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a blast building the PC, and I can't wait to see the amazing content that it does bring in the future. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you liked about it, didn't like about it, what you might would have changed. And like I said, all the parts and the PC part list will be in the description below, so if you want to check it out. I did my research, and they are all compatible, so if you wanted to just do this build maybe with a different case or something, you can do that. By all means, it's an amazing build for a first build, and it's gonna do me very well in the later part of the years. But make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that little subscribe button is white, not red. Make sure you hit the little bell, that way you get notified every time I upload a video. And do me a huge favor and hit the thumbs up for this button, and let me know that you love the video. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.